session number 3, first regular session of the second Bangsamoro Parliament is now called to order. May we request Honorable Sheikh Ibrahim Ali to lead the invocation, to be followed by the singing of the Philippine anthem and the Bangsamoro hymn. Please stand up.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Amin ya rabbal alamin. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki yaumiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Amin. Allahumma aslih lana dinana alladhi huwa ismatu amrina wa aslih lana dunyana allati fiha ma'ashuna wa aslih lana akhiratana allati la yamaduna ya Allah. Allahumma la taj'alid dunya akbar hammina wa la mablagha ilmina. Allahumma inna nas'aluka al-khaira kullahu ajila wa ajila wa na'udzubika minasy syarri kullihi ajila wa ajila. Allahumma rabbana afrigh 'alaina as-sabra wa thabbit aqdamana wansurna 'alal qawmil kafirin. Allahumma rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina 'adzaban nar. Sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wasallam birahmatika ya arhamar rahimin. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang mag-ibig, telas ng sinananan, alam ng puso, sa dikit mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyag ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa nagagang tutok sa simoy at sa langit mong bangaw, ay hinatang tulang awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na naghihiling, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pamay di maghihiling. Luman ang araw ng walhaging pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang inigaya ng pagkay mga amin, ang mamatay ng
seat now. May we request the Secretary General to call the roll to determine the presence of quorum.
Assalamualaikum. Honorable members of the Bangsamoro Transition Authority Parliament, Abbas Ahmad I, Abbas Harun M, Abbas S, Abu Mujib C, Eliza M,
Present.
Mosbir E, Ali Ibrahim D, Ali Lanang T Jr., Ali Eddie M, Ambuludto Suharto M, Aminuddin Abdulaziz M, Ampatuan Baintan A, Anayatin Susana S, Antaw Muhammad Kelly U, Arnado Mary Ann M, Asnawe Dan S, Babaw Ali Muntaha D, Balindong Pangalian M, Basman Anya Tarhata S, Kandaw Maleha B,
Present.
Dumama Alba Shah Ilaiha B, Ibrahim Ahud B, Ismail Soharto S, Tino Matarol M, Gayak Abdullah E, Gera Edward U, Haji Abdullah Khalid Maamor M, Hashim Abdullah B, Hasan Atimil E, Iqbal Muhagger M,
Present.
Rasol E, Jajuri Raisa H, Jakilan Muslimin A,
Present.
Al-Bakil D, Kahalan Denmark
Present.
Karon Faisal G, Lim John Anthony L, Loong Benjamin T, Loong Mustafa A, Rena Jose I, Kapaar Abdullah G, Makasalong Marjani S, Makatanong Amrosi A, Maglangit Tarhata M, Malik Hamid U, Mantawel Baileng S, Mastura Ishaq V, Matalam Jafar Apollo, Palil Amil Bahar S, Mendoza Roy E, Nitimbang Michael E, Nitimbang Tawakkal B, Niswari Abdul Karim T,
Present.
Pak Abdul Wahab M, Pangandaman Nabila Margarita P,
Present.
Randolph C, Piang
Present.
Amos Jamla D, Salendab Said Z, Salik O,
Present.
Salik
Present.
Sanki Ali B, Sema Omar Yasser C, Sema Romeo K, Sheikh Said M, Silungan Aida M, Sinulinding Kadel M Jr., Sulaiman Ali B, Tago Paisalin P, Tan Nabil A, Usman Asfar H, Uto Basir D, Uy Oyod Siti Fahami S, Yakub Muhammad S.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. Mr. Speaker, on the basis of the roll call, with 57 members of the Parliament physically responded to the call, and 15 responded via Zoom. We have a total of 72 members of the Parliament responded both physical and virtual. Mr. Speaker, we therefore certify the presence of quorum.
With the presence of 72 members of the Bangsamoro Transition Parliament, both in physical and via Zoom, there is therefore a presence of quorum to conduct business. Before we start, there is a authorship form given to you, and you may now fill up the form on whenever you would like to be a co-author of a particular resolutions or bill. Majority Pro Leader.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good afternoon. Mr. Speaker, I move to dispense with the first item in the order of business is the reading and approval of journal of the previous session. I move to dispense with the reading of the journal and approve the same subject to style.
Yes. There is a move to dispense with the reading of the journal of the previous session. And there is a further move to approval of the same. There is no objection. The dispense of the reading of the previous session and the approval of the same are now approved. Majority Pro Leader.
Mr. Speaker, the next item would be resolutions, messages, petitions, memorials, and communications. The first proposed resolution number 2, Mr. Speaker, may we request the Secretary General to please read the title.
The Secretary General is requested to read the title of the first proposed resolution for today's session, including the title and the authors. Majority Pro Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to treat the resolution, the proposed resolution as a simple resolution and transfer it to the business for the day.
There is a move to create a simple resolution proposed now, resolution number 2, to treat it as simple resolution and be transferred for the business of the day. There is no objection. This is hereby approved.
Mr. Speaker, the next proposed resolution is number 13. May we request the Secretary General to read the title and authors thereof.
The Secretary is requested to do so. Majority Pro Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to treat the proposed resolution as a simple resolution and transfer it to the business for the
There
day.
is a move that proposed resolution number 13 be treated as simple resolution and be transferred for the business of the day. There is no objection. The same is hereby referred, treat as a simple resolution. Majority Pro Leader.
Mr. Speaker, the next item is proposed resolution number 28. May we request the Secretary General to please read the the title and the authors.
May we request again the Secretary General to read the next proposed resolution, including the title and the authors.
Mr.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, considering that this is part of the rules and can be treated as a simple resolution, I move to transfer it to the business for the day.
There is a move to treat a simple resolution, proposed resolution number 28, a simple resolution and be transferred to the business of the day. There is no objection. The same is hereby treat a simple resolution. Majority Leader.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, the next item would be the unfinished business. Yesterday, we announced the composition of the committees. We are ready to announce the chairmanship of the committees. Today, we are ready to announce the composition of the respective committees.
You may proceed now.
1 minute suspension, Mr. Speaker.
1 minute suspension. Majority Leader, you may proceed now.
Mr. Speaker, I move that I move for the approval of the following composition of the committees as to be announced, Mr. Speaker.
You may
First
proceed.
person, the floor leader, Siya Elijah Dumama Alba. Vice Chairperson, MP Attorney Raisa Jajuri. Members, MP Mohager Iqbal. MP Kadil Sinulinding Jr., MP Eddie Ali, MP Ana Tarhata Basman, MP Edward Guerra, MP Suharto Esmael, MP Aida Silongan, MP Matarul Estino, MP Randolph Parcasio, MP Amrusi Makatanong, MP Baileng Mantawil, MP Attorney Jose Lorena, MP Attorney Ubayda Pakasem, MP Attorney Mary Ann Arnado, MP Abdullah Hashim, MP Marjani Makasalong, MP Rasol Mitmog Jr., MP Susana Anayatin, MP Romeo Sema, MP Abdul Rauf Makakua, MP Said Sheikh, MP Tawakal Midtimbang, MP Ramon Piang Sr., MP Attorney Liza Alamia, MP Attorney John Anthony Lim, MP Adsfar Usman, MP Faisal Caron, and MP Basir Uto. I move for the approval of the following composition, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, there is a move to for the approval of the members of the Committee on Rules, including the Vice Chairman. There is no objection. The same is hereby approved. May proceed now. Majority
Mr.
Leader.
Speaker, for the Committee on Amendments, Chairperson MP Attorney Mary Ann Arnado, Vice Chairperson MP Mohager Iqbal, members MP Eddie Ali, MP Attorney Rasol Mitmog Jr., MP Attorney Jose Lorena, MP Attorney Ubayda Pakasem, MP Amrusi Makatanong, MP Suharto Esmael, MP Froylin Mendoza, MP Abdul Wahab Pak, MP Abdullah Gayak, MP Ramon Piang Sr., MP Ali Montaha Babaw, MP Tarhata Maglangit, MP Attorney Ishak Mastura, MP Susana Anayatin. I move for the approval of the following composition, Mr. Speaker.
There is a move to approval of members, including the Vice Chairman of the Committee on Amendments. Duly seconded. The same is hereby approved.
For the Committee on Ethics, Mr. Speaker, Chairperson MP Omar Yasser Sema, Vice Chairperson MP Abdullah Hashim, Members MP Said Salendab, MP Muhammad Yacob, MP Tawakal Midtimbang, MP Ali Salik, MP Abdul Wahab Pak, MP Ali Sulaiman, MP Ibrahim Ali, MP Abdullah Gayak, MP Hussein Munoz, MP Muslimin Jakilan, MP Hamid Malik, MP Dr. Hashemi Dilangalen, MP Khalid Haji Abdullah, MP Attorney Rasol Mitmog Jr., and MP Michael Midtimbang. I move for the approval of the following composition, Mr.
There
Speaker.
is a move for the approval of the membership, including the vice chairman of the Committee on Ethics. Is duly seconded. Is hereby declared as approved.
Mr. Speaker, for the Committee on Ways and Means, Chairperson MP Attorney Paisaling Tago, Vice Chairperson MP Attorney Ubayda Pakasem, Members MP Basir Uto, MP Basit Abbas, MP Attorney Siti Fahani Uy Oyod, MP Amrosi Makatanong, MP Matarul Estino, MP Ahmad Abbas, MP Baileng Mantawil, MP Ali Salik, MP Attorney Rasol Y. Mitmog Jr., MP Nabila Margarita Pangandaman, MP Muslimin Jakilan, MP Froilin Mendoza, MP Attorney John Anthony Lim, MP Engineer Baintan Ampatuan, MP Den Martin Kahalan. I move for the approval of the following.
There is a move for the approval of the membership of the Committee on Ways and Means, including the vice chairman. There is no objection. The same is hereby declared as approved. May proceed now.
For the Committee on Accounts, Mr. Speaker, Chairperson MP Ana Tarhata Basman, Vice Chairperson MP Paisalin Tago, Members MP Eddie Ali, MP Khalid Haji Abdullah, MP Soharto Esmael, MP Aida Silongan, MP Abdullah Makapaar, MP Attorney Ubayda Pakasem, MP Susana Anayatin, MP Marjani Makasalong, MP Abdullah Hashim, MP Romeo Kaisema, MP Abdulaziz M. Aminodin, MP Matarul Estino, MP Attorney Liza Alamia, MP Abil Bahar Mawalil, MP Attorney Siti Fahani S. Uy Oyod. I move for the approval of the aforementioned.
There is a move for the
composition.
approval of the membership of Committee on Accounts, including its vice chairpersons. There is no objection. The same is declared as approved.
For the Committee on Blue Ribbon, Chairperson, Deputy Speaker, Attorney Lanang Ali Junior, Vice Chairpersons, MP Dr. Kadil Sinolinding Jr. and MP Marjani Makasalong, Members MP Jamila Ramos, MP Khalid Haji Abdullah, MP Amrosi Makatanong, MP Architect Edward Guerra, MP Muhammad Yacob, MP Haron Abbas, MP Mohager Iqbal, MP Hussein Munoz, MP Abdul Rauf Makakwa, MP Michael Midtimbang, MP Baileng Mantawil, MP Soharto Esmael, MP Matarul Estino, MP Muslimin Jakilan, MP Romeo Sema, MP Attorney Randolph Parcasio, MP Muhammad Kelly Antaw, MP Dr. Hashemi Dilangalen, MP Attorney Liza Alamia, MP Engineer Don Mustafa Loong, MP Basir Uto, MP Ali Montaha Babaw. I move for the approval of the aforementioned list of composition, Mr. Speaker.
There is a move for the approval of the membership of the Committee on Blue Ribbon, including the chairman and vice chairman. There is no objection and it's duly seconded. The same is hereby declared as approved.
For the Special Committee on Marawi, Mr. Speaker, we recognize that all members of Parliament who are from the Lanao region will become members of the Special Committee on Marawi with the chairmanship under the chairmanship of MP Ali Sulaiman and Vice Chairperson MP Attorney Ana Tarhata Basman, members MP Said Sheikh, MP Marjani Makasalong, MP Amrosi Makatanong, MP Basit Abbas, MP Abdul Wahab Pak, MP Abdullah Makapaar, MP Ali Montaha Babaw, MP Jamila Ramos, MP Nabila Margarita Pangandaman, MP Khalid Haji Abdullah, MP Abdullah Hashim. Mr. Speaker, I move for the approval of the membership, Mr. Speaker.
There is a move for the approval of the membership, including the chairman and vice chairman of Special Committee on Marawi. This duly seconded. There is no objection. The same is hereby declared as approved.
Mr. Speaker, 1 minute suspension.
1 minute suspension.
Mr. Speaker, for the statutory committees,
Hold majority. Maybe what is the pleasure of the MP from Sulu?
Mr.
MP
Speaker,
Don't,
point of
MP
inquiry lang.
You are recognized now.
ang tanong, mga deputy speakers, ex officio members ba sa
Yes, based on the rules, all
ex officio? Okay. Thank
deputy
you.
speakers, including the majority floor leader and the speaker, are ex officio members of all.
Thank you.
committees.
That's all.
Mr.
You may
Speaker,
proceed now, majority floor leader.
for the statutory committees, first statutory committee, Committee on Labor and Employment, Chairperson MP Ahmad Abbas, Vice Chairperson MP Attorney Mary Ann Arnado, members MP Attorney Raisa Jajuri, MP Tawakal Midtimbang, MP Attorney Ana Tarhata Basman, MP Ali Sulaiman, MP Ahmad Abbas, MP Maleha Candao, MP Abdul Wahab Pak, MP Attorney Jose Lorena, MP Hamid Malik, MP Khalid Haji Abdullah, MP Romeo K. Sema, MP Muslimin A. Jakilan, MP Siti Fahani S. Uy Oyod, MP Ali Sangki, MP Faisal Caron. Mr. Speaker, I move for the approval of the foregoing list.
There is a move for approval of the membership of the Committee on Labor and Employment, including the chairman and vice chairman. What is the pleasure of MP Romeo Sema? You are now recognized.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I refuse to be a member of the Committee on Labor and Employment. Thank you.
1 minute suspension. Session resumed.
Mr. Speaker, on account of the manifestation, may I defer the list of the Committee on Labor and Employment for later.
Yes,
Okay.
noted. You may proceed now. MP Ali Sangki, to be followed by MP Proylin Mendoza. You are now recognized. Yes, MP Sangki. Yes, you're recognized.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, Bangsamoro Transition Authority, members of Parliament. I was just wondering how we were able to come out with this membership in the committee. I was a reappointed member of Parliament, and that before I was reappointed, I have been receiving series of communication from the Office of the President inquiring about my resume and biodata. After 3 times of submitting my resume, probably that was the reason why I was reappointed. And that with this sa pagmamalaki, I have handled quasi-corporate offices, government offices. I have been the Secretary of the Office on Muslim Affairs, and that I was also I was instrumental in the change of OMA into the National Commission of Muslim Filipinos, as well as I was the chairman of Amana Bank, chairman CEO that was able to stop the bleeding of Amana Bank. But in this creation of different standing committee, I was just wondering why. I do not know if the screening committee is composed of some members of this parliament that probably have to look into the qualification, or probably the members of this different standing committee. With this observation, Mr. Deputy Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, I would like to manifest my desire to be a member of the Committee on Energy, Mindre, and as well as a member of the committee that handles the MAPAR. Consider that my exposure is also on aquaculture, being the manager of the SPD Lake Buluan Development Project that made Lake Buluan the peace basket of Central Mindanao. So I would like to be a member of this MAPAR committee that engage in agriculture and fisheries, as well as on agrarian reform. And that based on my experience, the government is giving us everything that we would like to have for the barn to become better government. But I noticed that we do not have a core group that looks into whatever the government had given to us. Core group that we look into all those things that were given by the government and for us to look into and implement. And this is where this committee can look into. This committee of the Bangsamoro Transition Authority, where I look at it as the body that can act as a core group that will look into all those things that were already given by the government. For instance, the Committee on Finance, they can look into the potential of Amana Bank, created as a state bank for the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region. You can just imagine we have 5 provinces, 5 provinces, 3 cities, 121 municipalities, 2,700 barangays with an annual area of 22 billion pesos, and not a single centavo is being deposited to the Amana Bank. So this is one thing or concern that I would like to be involved in the Committee on Finance, to look into what are these already given by the government and why we are not holding it, why we are not
May we
involved.
hold you for a second, MP Ali Sangki?
So I noticed that the Honorable Speaker is raising his hand, and therefore, for a recess, that's how I look at it, his signal.
Yes.
So with that manifestation, Mr. Deputy Speaker, I would like to be a member of this committee that I am so interested, the Committee on Energy, that looks into our power generation, and that also something to do with money, financial responsibility. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Mr.
The
Honorable.
manifestation of MP Ali Sangki is duly noted.
Move to
May we recognize MP Froilan Mendoza?
Mr. Speaker, can I follow afterwards?
Maraming salamat, Mr. Speaker. Kahapon po kasi hindi ako naka-attend noong face-to-face, but I was available doon sa virtual. At kanina, ni-random ni Majority Floor Leader yung aking pangalan na kasama daw ako sa Committee on Amendments at Ways and Means. Magagandang mga committee to, Mr. Chair, pero mas gusto ko po sanang maisali, siyempre, yung kinakatawan kong sektor, yung IP Code, yung Local Government Code, Electoral Code at Justice and Security, dahil sa tingin ko may relasyon ang mga committee na ito sa kinakatawan kong sektor. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Speaker.
1 minute suspension.
Before that, yes, the manifestation of MP Froilan Mendoza is duly noted. 1 minute suspension. Session resume. With due respect to MP Kandao, we intend to proceed first to read all the members and chairman, including the vice chairman, before we entertain any manifestation.
Actually, this has something to do with the naming of my membership. I would like to beg off for a while because I have certain personal reasons and I would be sending my formal request to the office of the speaker. Please do not name me as one of the members at this point in time. Thank you.
Thank you. Majority Pro Leader, you may proceed now.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. May we continue?
Yes.
For the Committee on Public Order and Safety, Chairperson MP Suwaib Oranon, Vice Chairpersons Deputy Speaker Lanang Ali Jr., MP Dan Asnawi, MP Basit Abbas, MP Faisal Karon, members MP Jafar Apollo Mikhail Matalam, MP Al-Bakil Jikiri, MP Abdullah Makapaar, MP Ali O Salik, MP Abdul Rauf Makakua, MP Adsfar Usman, MP Ramon Piang Sr., MP Hussein Munoz, MP Ahmad Abbas, MP Ali Sangki, MP Michael Midtimbang, MP Suharto Amboluto. I move for the approval of the foregoing list, Mr. Speaker.
There is a move for the approval of the members, including the chairman and vice chairperson of the Committee on Public Order and Safety. It is duly seconded. The same is declared as approved.
For the Committee on Agriculture, Fisheries and Agrarian Reform, Chairperson MP Matarul Estino, Vice Chairpersons MP Amrusi Makatanong and MP Ramon Piang Sr. Members MP Muhammad Yaqub, MP Muhager Iqbal, MP Eddie Ali, MP Noreda Miswari, MP Muslimin Jakilan, MP Basit Abbas, MP Nabila Margarita Pangandaman, MP Mosber Alaudin, MP Ibrahim Ali, MP Ali Sangki, MP Ahmad Abbas, MP Tawakal Midtimbang, MP John Anthony Lim, MP Ali Salik, MP Suwaib Oranon, MP Mujib Abu, MP Ali Montaha Babaw, MP Den Martin Kahalan, MP Suharto Ambuludto, MP Baintan Ampatuan, MP Rasul Ismail, MP Jaafar Apollo Mikhail Matalam. I move for the approval of the foregoing list, Mr. Speaker.
There is a move to approve the membership as well as the chairman and vice chairman's chairman of the Committee on Agriculture, Fishery and Agrarian Reform. There is no objection. It is duly seconded. It is declared as approved. You may proceed now.
For the Committee on Public Works, Chairperson MP Hussein Munoz, Vice Chairperson MP Abdullah Hashim, and MP Mujib Abu. Members MP Aida Silongan, MP Basit Abbas, MP Baileng Mantawil, MP Abdul Rauf Makakua, MP Mosber Alaudin, MP Muhammad Kelly Antao, MP Attorney Ishak Mastura, MP Dan Asnawi, MP Dr. Hashemi Dilangalen, MP Abdul Aziz Amenuddin, MP Den Martin Kahalan, MP Engineer Baintan Ampatuan, MP Engineer Don Mustafa Loong, MP Rasul Ismail. I move for the approval of the foregoing list, Mr. Speaker.
There is a move to approve the membership, including the chairman and chairpersons of the Committee on Public Works. There is no objection. It is duly seconded. The same is hereby declared as approved. You may proceed now.
For the Committee on Trade, Investment and Tourism, Chairperson MP Marjani Makasalong, Vice Chairpersons MP Attorney John Anthony Lim, and MP Benjamin Loong. Members MP Attorney Raisa Jajuri, MP Attorney Mary Ann Arnado, MP Ali Montaha Babaw, MP Matarul Estino, MP Mosber Alaudin, MP Dr. Hashemi Dilangalen, MP Attorney Randolph Parcasio, MP Jamila Ramos, MP Al-Bakil Jikiri, MP Hamid Malik, MP Amil Bahar Mawalil, MP Attorney Ishak Mastura, MP Attorney Suharto Ambulodto. I move for the approval of the
There
foregoing
is
list,
a
Mr.
move
Speaker.
for the approval of the membership, including the chairman and the vice chairperson of the Committee on Trade, Investment and Tourism. It is duly seconded. There is no objection. The same is hereby declared as approved.
For the Committee on Education, Chairperson MP Eddie Ali, Vice Chairpersons MP Rasol Mitmog Jr., and MP Attorney Mary Ann Arnado, and MP Marjani Makasalong, members MP Said Sheikh, MP Mohager Iqbal, MP Ali Sulaiman, MP Bay Maleha Candao, MP Said Salendab, MP Abdulaziz Aminuddin, MP Muhammad Yacob, MP Froylin Mendoza, MP Romeo Sema, MP Haron Abbas, MP Engineer Bayintan Ampatuan, MP Noreda Miswari, and MP Jamila Ramos. I move for the approval of the foregoing composition, Mr. Speaker.
Before we approval, we recognize first MP Rasul Mitmog.
Mr. Speaker, unfortunately, I've already, I think, reached my limits for 4 committees. Meaning that the vice chair can still be open.
Vice. What is the manifestation of MP Ras Mitmog?
Nag
Yes.
Yes. Can I move for 1 minute
1
suspension
minute
so I
suspension.
can explain?
The-
Noted naman po.
Yes. There is a standing motion for the approval of the membership, including the chairman and vice chairman of the Committee on Basic Higher and Technical Education. It is duly seconded. There is no objection. The same is declared as approved.
Mr. Speaker, for the Committee on Health, Chairperson MP Dr. Kadil Sinolinding Jr., Vice Chairpersons MP Dr. Hashemi Dilangalen and MP Attorney Ubayda Pakasem, members MP Noreda Miswari, MP Amrosi Makatanong, MP Suharto Esmael, MP Froylin Mendoza, MP Den Martin Kahalan, MP Engineer Bayintan Ampatuan, MP Ali Salik, MP Suwaib Oranon, MP Mujib Abu, MP Nabila Margarita Pangandaman, MP Hamid Malik, MP Attorney Suharto Ambulodto, MP Attorney Siti Farhani S. Oyod, and MP Khalid M. Haji Abdullah. I move for the approval of the foregoing list of membership, Mr.
There is a move for the approval of the membership, including the chairman and vice chairman of the Committee on Health. If there is no objection, it is duly seconded. The same is declared as approved.
For the
Proceed
Committee
now.
on Finance, Chairperson MP and Architect Edward Yugera, Vice Chairpersons MP Attorney Ubayda Pakasem, MP Engineer Bayintan Ampatuan, MP Attorney Paisalin Tago, members MP Moager Iqbal, MP Hussein Munoz, MP Marjani Makasalong, MP Attorney Mary Ann Arnado, MP Eddie Ali, MP Attorney Ana Tarhata Basman, MP Ali Montaha Babaw, MP Said Sheikh, MP Amrusi Makatanong, MP Matarul Estino, MP Suharto Esmael, MP Den Martin Kahalan, MP Aida Silongan, MP Muhammad Yacob, MP Michael Midtimbang, MP Adsfar Usman, MP Jaafar Apollo Mikael Matalam, MP Susana Anayatin, MP Attorney Randolph Parcasio, MP Albakil Jikiri, MP Dr. Kadil Sinolinding Jr., MP Faisal Caron, MP Amil Bahar Mawalil, MP Dr. Hashemi Dilangalen, MP Ishak Mastura, MP Engineer Don Mustafa Loong. I move for the approval of the foregoing list, Mr.
There
Speaker.
is a move for the approval of the membership, including the vice chairman and the vice chairman of the Committee on Finance, Budget and Management. This duly seconded. There is no objection. The same is declared as approved.
Mr. Speaker, Committee on Science and Technology, Chairperson, MP Attorney Omar Yasser Sema, Vice Chairperson, MP Dr. Kadil Sinolinding Jr., Members, MP Abdullah Hashim, MP Aida Silongan, MP Ali Sangki, MP Mujib Abu, MP Attorney Ana Tarhata Basman, MP Dr. Hashemi Dilangalen, MP Hamid Malik, MP Jamila Ramos, MP Jaafar Apollo Mikael Matalam, MP Attorney Ishak Mastura, MP Noreda Miswari, MP Engineer by Intan Ampatuan, MP Michael Midtimbang, and MP Rasul Ismail. I move for the approval of the foregoing composition, Mr. Speaker.
There is a move for the approval of the membership of the Committee on Science and Technology, including the chairman and the chairpersons. It is duly seconded. There is no objection. The same is hereby declared as approved.
Mr. Speaker, for the Committee on Social Services, Chairperson MP Aida Silongan, Vice Chairpersons MP Noreda Miswari and MP Baileng Mantawil, Members MP Said Sheikh, MP Attorney Raisa Jajuri, MP Suharto Esmael, MP Mujib Abu, MP Tarhata Maglangit, MP Baymaleha Candao, MP Mosber Alauddin, MP Susana Anayatin, MP Tawakal Midtimbang, MP Abdullah Makapaar, MP Nabila Margarita Pangandaman, MP Amil Bahar Mawalil, MP Attorney Siti Farhana S. Uyoyod, MP Rasul Ismail. For Committee on Social Services, Mr. Speaker.
There is a move for the approval of the membership of the Committee on Social Services and Development, including the chairman and the vice chairpersons. There is no objection. It is duly seconded. The same is hereby declared as approved.
Mr. Speaker, for the Committee on Environment, Natural Resources and Energy, Chairperson, MP Tawakal Midtimbang, for Vice Chairpersons, MP Suharto Esmael and MP Romeo Sema, Members, MP Ramon Piang Sr., MP Tarhata Maglangit, MP Michael Midtimbang, MP Said Salendab, MP Matarul Estino, MP Attorney Randolph Parcasio, MP Baymaleha Candao, MP Attorney Jose Lorena, MP Moaguer Iqbal, MP Abdullah Hashim, MP Don Mustafa Loong, MP Suaib Oranon, MP Rasul Ismail, and MP Jaafar Apollo Mikael Matalam. I move for the approval of the foregoing list, Mr. Speaker.
There is a move for the approval of the membership of the Committee on Environment, Natural Resources and Energy, including the chairman and the vice chairpersons. It is duly seconded.
Speaker.
There is no
Mr. Speaker,
objection.
before the approval, can I speak?
What
Mr.
is the
Speaker,
pleasure of MP Romeo?
May we continue, Mr. Speaker?
1 minute suspension.
Chair of the Natural Resources and Energy. However, Mr. Speaker, I decline to accept as the Vice Chairman of the Natural Resources Center. Thank you.
Yes. The manifestation of MP Romeo Sema is duly noted. There is a standing motion for the approval of the membership, including the vice chairman and the vice chairpersons. There is no objection. This duly seconded. The chairman, the the same is hereby declared as approved. You may proceed now.
For the Committee on Indigenous Peoples, Chairperson MP Ramon Piang Senior, Vice Chairperson MP Attorney Mary Ann Arnado, members MP Froilin Mendoza, MP Attorney Raisa Jajuri, MP Said Salendab, MP Attorney Ana Tarhata Basman, MP Dr. Kadil Sinolinding Jr., MP Suwaib Oranon, MP Muslimin Jakilan, MP Albakil Jikiri, MP Ali Montaha Babaw, MP Hamid Malik, MP Susana Anayatin, MP Attorney Liza Alamia, MP Engineer Don Mustafa Loong, and MP Muhammad Kelly Antaw. I move for the approval of the foregoing composition, Mr. Speaker.
There is a move for the approval of the membership of the Committee on Indigenous Peoples Affairs, including the chairman and the vice chairpersons. There is no objection. It is duly seconded. The chairman declares the same as approved. What is the pleasure of MP Ali Saki?
As I pointed earlier, I was also the chairman doon sa Office of Muslim Affairs. Then I have done a lot about indigenous people. In fact, a delegation was sent to Switzerland where OMA and the NCIP went there as a team. And therefore, our exposure in that kind of problem brought me to stand before this august body to manifest my intention to be a member of that committee. I know pretty well that the IPRA, the NCIP, and the NCMF have a lot to do about giving what is due to the indigenous people, and my exposure therefore have pushed me to manifest my desire to be a member of that committee. If the honorable chairman of this selection body would agree.
May we request the MP Ali Saki to request to the majority leader through letter, if he intend, yes, writing. If he
I am now
intends to be
manifesting
members.
here
After this,
in the presence of the chairman of the screening committee to be a member.
yes, the manifestation of MP Ali Saki is duly
So
noted.
I hope that with this manifestation, the body handling this kind of issues can take note of it and therefore consider me as a volunteer member of that committee.
Yes, MP Ali Saki.
Will that be okay?
Majority Pro Leader, you may proceed.
Okay, for the Committee on Human Settlements and Development, Chairperson, MP Engineer Don Mustafa Loong, Vice Chairpersons, MP Baileng Mantawil, MP Ali Salik, and MP Susana Nayatin. Members, MP and Architect Edward Guerra, MP Jamila Ramos, MP Abdullah Gayak, MP Marjani Makasalong, MP Aida Silongan, MP Said Sheikh, MP Muhammad Kelly Antaw, MP Attorney John Anthony Lim, MP Tarhata Maglangit, MP Albakil Jikiri, MP Abdullah Makapaar, MP Attorney Liza Alamia, and MP Attorney Jose Lorena. I move for the approval of the foregoing composition, Mr. Speaker.
There is a move for the approval of the membership of the Committee of Human Settlements, including the chairman and the chairpersons. There is no objection. It is duly seconded. The same is declared as approved.
For the Committee on Transportation and Communications, Chairperson, Deputy Speaker Attorney Lanang Ali Jr., Vice Chairpersons MP Eddie Ali and MP Adsfar Usman, members MP Suharto Ambulodto, MP Muhammad Yacob, MP Attorney John Anthony Lim, MP Haron Abbas, MP Attorney Ubaida Pakasem, MP Baileng Mantawil, MP Nabila Margarita Pangandaman, MP Romeo Sema, MP Basir Uto, MP Attorney Randolph Parcasio, MP Den Martin Kahalan, MP Amil Bahar Mawalil, MP Abdulaziz Aminoden, and MP Jaafar Apollo Mikael Matalam. I so move for the approval of the foregoing composition, Mr. Speaker.
There is a move to approve the membership of the Committee on Transportation and Communication, including the chairman and the chairpersons.
Mr. Speaker,
Yes,
Right.
MP Adsfar
second
Usman.
manifestation.
Yes,
I
I recognize.
I would just settle for membership in this committee on transportation, and I beg to decline the vice chairmanship. for the said committee. Thank you
Yes,
very
duly
much.
noted. It is duly seconded. The same is hereby declared as approved. May proceed na Majority Floor Leader.
For the Committee on Bangsamoro Justice System, Chairperson MP Attorney Jose Lorena, Vice Chairperson MP Sha Elijah Dumama Alba, and MP Mary Ann Arnado. Members, MP Ibrahim Ali, MP Abdullah Gayak, MP Abdul Wahab Pak, MP Raisa Jajuri, MP Ana Tarhata Basman, MP Ubayda Pakasem, MP Muhammad Yacob, MP Ali Sangki, MP Ramon Piang Senior, MP Said Sheikh, MP Abdullah Hashim, MP Said Salendab, MP John Anthony Lim, MP Noreda Miswari, MP Tarhata Maglangit, MP Adsfar Usman, MP Amil Bahar Mawalil, MP Attorney Liza Alamia, MP Attorney Rasol Mitmog Jr., MP Attorney Siti Farhani S. Uy Oyod, and MP Dan Asnawi. I move for the approval of the foregoing composition, Mr.
There
Speaker.
is a move for the approval of the membership and including the chairman and chairperson of the committees as mentioned by the Majority Floor Leader. There is no objection. This duly seconded. The same is hereby declared as approved. You may proceed now.
Mr. Speaker, we move for the business for the day.
But before we proceed, may we know from the Majority Floor Leader what is the status of the Committee on Labor and Employment?
It is deferred, Mr.
Deferred.
Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, okay.
Mr. Speaker, before proceed to
Yes, MP,
other business, can I?
MP Romesa, may you recognize now.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I have the manifestation sa Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The reason why I declined to accept the member or the chairman of the Natural Resources and Energy, Mr. Speaker, I thought I respect the majority. I respect the government of the day or the MILF to decide the chairmanship of the committees of the parliament. But nafe-feel po namin, nakikita po, that's my observation, hindi po real yung unity natin. We thought we have the unity. One, we share leadership, but unfortunately, hindi po natin nakita. I do respect to the leadership. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
May we
I
inform
move for
the-
1 minute suspension.
Before that, may we inform the members of the parliament if they have query?
I move for 1 minute
Yes,
suspension,
1
Mr.
minute,
Speaker.
1 minute suspension. Please. Session resume. Majority Floor Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I missed one statutory committee that is very, very, very important, Mr. Speaker. May I be allowed
Yes,
to read?
you may proceed now.
The chairperson for Committee on Local Government. Chairperson, MP Attorney Raisa Jajuri, Vice Chairpersons, MP Benjamin Loong, and MP Muhammad Kelly Antao. Members, MP Mohager Iqbal, MP Kadil Sinulinding Jr., MP Ramon Piang Senior, MP Marjani Makasalong, MP Eddie Ali, MP Matarul Estino, MP Attorney Jose Lorena, MP Amrusi Makatanong, MP Edward Guerra, MP Ibrahim Ali, MP Abdullah Hashim, MP Tawakal Midtimbang, MP Baileng Mantawil, MP Attorney Ubayda Pakasem, MP Basir Uto, MP Attorney Randolph Parcasio, MP Ali Montaha Babaw, MP Tarhata Maglangit, MP Faisal Caron, MP Abdul Rauf Makakuwa, MP Dan Asnawi, MP Attorney Liza Alamia, MP MP Rasul Ismael, MP Attorney Suharto Ambulodto, MP Attorney Ishak Mastura, and MP Attorney Siti Fahani S. Uyoyod. I move for the approval of the foregoing composition, Mr. Speaker.
There is a move for the approval of the membership of the Committee on Local Government, including the chairman and the chairpersons. There is no objection. It is duly seconded. The same is hereby declared as approved. MP Basir Uto is recognized. What is the pleasure of MP Uto?
Salamat, Mr. Speaker. With your permission, Mr. Speaker, may I proceed?
Yes, you may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Mr. Speaker, I'm not standing here not to make any disagreement, Mr. Speaker. The reason why, Mr. Speaker, ay una-una ay pasasalamat sa mga committee na inaatang sa akin. Alhamdulillah, dahil maging party ako ng moral governance ng BARM government dito sa Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. Mr. Speaker, again, alhamdulillah, wa wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
Commissioner MP Ali Sanki to be followed by MP Proeli Mendoza. You are recognized, sir.
Again, I would like to manifest my desire to be a member of the Committee on Local Government on account of the fact that my interest really is how to help the local government units, especially in the function of the different standing committees. The standing committees of the municipalities, the barangays, the way it is now being seen, needs prodding, needs some assistance on how they can operate, particularly the different standing committee on energy, for instance, on peace and order and agriculture. And that can be done through this committee of the Bangsamoro Transition Authority. So
Yes.
I therefore would like to manifest without even writing, Mr. Presiding Officer, just this manifestation may perhaps be enough to manifest my desire to be a member of that committee. Thank you very much.
MP Proeli Mendoza.
Mr. Chair, thank you. Mr. Chair, this is just a point of clarification. Since there are only two non-Moro IP member of this honorable chamber, may I just want to have a wisdom of why Attorney Arnado is the vice chair when in fact there are only two non-Moro IP member of this honorable chamber.
May the 1 minute suspension. Shall resume.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Yeah, because they've clarified me that there are these portals that I need to respond to, but because I have a problem and handicap of this internet connection and those apps that I need to respond to, that's why I wasn't able to manifest my membership, of especially so with that membership in the IP code. That's why now I keep on asking myself, why is it that there are only two members of the Parliament which stand Moro IP, but then and then I was clarified then by the majority floor leader that there was this process yesterday that they've done and I haven't accessed that platform.
Yes, I would like to remain this August body. The main purpose for us to approve the membership of the committees today, as well as the chairman and the vice chairman, so that this committee can now transact their business. If you have no intention to be members of the committee, you may write the office of the majority floor leader. Kung gusto nyo umalis doon, sumulat kayo at mag-request kayo na kayo ay maging member ng isang committee. Ang importante, pag maaprubahan natin ang mga committees ngayon, bukas, makalawa, pwede na tayo magtrabaho. Yun ang purpose ng pag-approve natin ng members and chairpersons and chairman. So yun po, nasa inyo po yan. Kung gusto niyo pong hindi po kayo comfortable doon sa committee, mag-request kayo sa Office of the Majority Floor Leader na ma-include kayo sa other committees. Siya po ang nasa rules po natin na siya po ang may kapangyarihan dyan. Maraming salamat. Majority Floor Leader, you may proceed na.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, may we move to item number 12, business for the day.
Yes, you may proceed na.
Mr. Speaker, Majority Floor Leader,
MP,
Majority.
before we proceed, may we recognize MP Andaw.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. First and foremost, I would like to acknowledge the statement of our good colleague, MP Sema. He has all the right to say those things. I do not, although I might not agree on one point, but I just would like to manifest. Bakit ang gulo? Hindi ko masyado. Okay. Hello. Can you hear me? Hello.
Yes,
Can you
you may
hear me?
proceed,
Yes.
MP Andaw.
Okay.
Yes, you may proceed.
I would like to acknowledge the statement of MP Sema. He has all the right to express his emotions. But sadly, deep in my heart, I would like also to acknowledge the efforts of our ICM, the interim leadership of ICM Ahod Ibrahim, and all the leaders of the BARM who are doing their best to institutionalize peace, unity, and reconciliation. I just would like to manifest this because if that statement would not be balanced, the people who are with us today or who are watching us online might not be able to understand that statement. But I would like to agree with him on the personal basis of his stand, and that he has all the right to express whatever he wants to express. But let me just state this, that the leadership of the BARM has always been very inclusive. It has always been very open to reconciliation, peace, and unity. I would like that to be manifested and reflected in today's journal. That's all. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, MP Andaw. Your manifestation is well noted. MP Majority Floor Leader, I think we are now on business for the day.
Yes.
You may proceed now.
The first up for discussion, proposed resolution number 2. Mr. Speaker, I move to open the period of interpellation. May I recognize the author of the resolution for this
MP Engineer Baintanan Patuan
to
is
say some
recognized.
words?
You may proceed now.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. My greetings of peace to everyone. To the presiding speaker, members of the Parliament, Secretariat, guests, ladies and gentlemen, magandang hapon po. Section 1, Article 8 of the Bangsamoro Organic Law, or the BON, provides for the appointment of the wali, who shall serve as the ceremonial head of the Bangsamoro government. Sheikh Khalifa Usman Nando has served as wali since his appointment last 2019. He possesses the qualifications of wali as provided under Section 2, Article 7 of the BON. Furthermore, Section 4 of the same provision of the law provides for the oath of and term of office of the wali. The first wali, who shall hold office for 3 years, shall be appointed by the Bangsamoro Transition Authority through a resolution reflecting its consensus. The wali shall take his oath of office before a duly authorized officer. By virtue of Republic Act number 11593, the transition period was extended and the Bangsamoro Transition Authority was charged to continue as the interim government in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, which shall serve until June 30 of 2025. Thus, it can be deemed that the wali shall also serve for another 3 years. As the ceremonial head of the Bangsamoro, the office of the wali, led by Sheikh Nando, has continuously fulfilled its office's ceremonial functions. It has also involved itself in related projects such as Ramadan and Quran Symposium. The Sheikh and his office have been working with utmost dedication and commitment to its office duties for the Bangsamoro. In line with the recent conducted inauguration of the second Bangsamoro Transition Authority and with the election of the different officers of the Parliament, along with the requirement under the organic law that the wali shall be appointed by the BTA through a resolution, reflecting our consensus, it is but proper that the wali's appointment be confirmed by this august body through this legislative measure. Thus, I humbly ask for the approval and adoption of this measure so that the wali may also take his oath of office. Sukran, thank you very much.
Majority Floor Leader. Yes. I think there is a standing motion.
Mr. Speaker,
Yes.
Okay,
this is
There is a
MP.
standing motion to open the period of interpellation and debate. It is,
Mr.
there
Speaker,
is no objection. The period of interpellation and debate is now open.
Mr. Speaker, MP Ramos.
May we respectfully recognize MP Ramos.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. I just would like to ask our gentle lady from Maguindanao some clarifications regarding her resolution.
Yes,
Or
Mr.
yes,
Speaker.
yes. Mr. Speaker, may I ask the gentle lady on the process of selecting and appointing the wali? Particularly,
You may proceed now, MP Ramos.
yes, Mr. Speaker, may I ask our gentle lady from Maguindanao on the process of selecting and appointing the wali, particularly in the context of extension of the transition period as provided for in the Bangsamoro Organic Law.
Thank you. Yeah, Mr. Speaker, with regards to the process, Mr. Speaker, I know that it's provided under Article 8, Article 8, Section 1 of the BOL that the Parliament shall issue a resolution, Mr. Speaker. And I think on the basis of the nomination or the appointment of Sheikh Nando by the Chief Minister, does this resolution, Mr. Speaker?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, but isn't it that in Section 1, Article 8 of the BOL, it says that a list of names shall be submitted by the Council of Leaders to the Parliament before a resolution will be passed by the Parliament.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. I know that it is provided that it should come from a list of nominees from the eminent residents of Bangsamoro submitted by the Council of Leaders. But in the absence of the constitution of the Council of Leaders, and with respect to what has been appointed by the Chief Minister, thus this resolution, Mr. Speaker.
Yes. Mr. Speaker, may I be guided because you've mentioned the word reaffirmation of consensus of the BTA. May I ask, Mr. Speaker, why the use of reaffirmation?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, because in the first BTA, Mr. Speaker, we issued BTA Parliament Resolution number 1 affirming the appointment of Sheikh Khalifa Nando. And that's why on the basis of that resolution, Mr. Speaker, we are reaffirming because we are in the extension period, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, are you saying that even without the endorsement coming from the Council of Leaders, this resolution reaffirming the consensus of the BTA can already give rise to the appointment or reappointment of our wali?
Mr. Speaker, I think if we observe this specific provision, we could have not been adopted resolution number 1, series of 2019, Mr. Speaker. And this is the precedent case, Mr. Speaker, in the absence, Mr. Speaker, of the Constitution of the Council of Leaders, Mr. Speaker.
Yes. But let me just state, Mr. Speaker, before I proceed with my final question, I would like to tell this august body that I have no objection on the reappointment of our good wali. In fact, I sincerely express my support for his reappointment because I believe that the Honorable Khalifa Usman Nando is very much qualified for the position of wali. I just want to be clarified, Mr. Speaker, on the proper procedure that we will be taking for the appointment or reappointment of a wali moving forward. But rest assured, Mr. Speaker, that I will express my support for any consensus that we will arrive at. But Mr. Speaker, I remember during our caucus last September 13 with our good Chief Minister, I raised the same issue on this because with that, we were told that the Council of Leaders will be convened to this effect and that a resolution reflecting the consensus of the selection of the wali shall be passed. In accordance with the BOL, which states that a parliament shall issue a resolution reflecting its consensus on the selection of the wali from a list of names of eminent residents of the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region submitted by the Council of Leaders. This is, Mr. Speaker, under Section 1 of Article 8 of RA 11054. Meanwhile, also in the Bangsamoro Admin Code, under Title 2, Section 6, it also provides that the first appointed wali by the BTA shall hold office for 3 years or until his successor has assumed office. So, Mr. Speaker, I just want to be clarified with this issue. If we are going to pass this resolution, are we saying that we are doing away? We can do away with the submission of the names from the Council of Leaders because we haven't really constituted yet the Council of Leaders. But again, from the caucus that we had, the Chief Minister himself has mentioned that the Council of Leaders will be convened.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I think let's imagine a scenario that we wait for the constitution of the Council of Leaders and we don't have a wali. A wali is supposed to open the inaugural session and declares the start of the business of the BTA. Mr. Speaker, the reason this resolution is needed is that in order to legitimize the actions that have been done actually in the session number 1, which is supposed to be this resolution has have been adopted, Mr. Speaker. If we wait for the constitution of the Council of Leaders, we don't have a wali. After all, Mr. Speaker, we are still in the interim government, Mr. Speaker. We are still constituting all the systems and processes and the structures. And we cannot do this all together at one time, Mr. Speaker. And therefore,
I-
this is an alternative, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes,
Thank
may I-
you, thank you, thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. Let me reiterate my statement that I do not have any objection as to the appointment of Wali. If this august body believes that even without the endorsement of the submission of the names of the Council of Leaders, we will pass this resolution to reflect the consensus of the Parliament, then I have no objection. But let me just remind this august body of the provision in the Bangsamoro Organic Law. So, Bible po natin ang BOL. So, yun lang po, Mr. Chair. I would be happy to also hear if the same sentiment of the government of the day is the same as the sentiment of our principal author, Mr. Speaker. Thank you so much.
Yes, MP Deputy Speaker Omar Sema.
Mr. Speaker, just a brief manifestation and objection to the statement of MP Jamila Ramos. The BOL is not our Bible. It is our basic law. Please make no reference of the BOL as a Bible. Mr. Speaker, anyway, I think personally, I will still have to wait for the option of the Chief Minister on this matter. That is my manifestation. I will reserve my vote on this resolution, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think what had happened during the inaugural session is an acknowledgement that we do have our wali, and that wali is Sheikh Khalifa Nandu, Mr. Speaker.
And in the first place, may I intervene? We are still on the transition period, establishing the regular Bangsamoro government. Maybe when we reach the time when we have a regular Bangsamoro government, then Article 8 of the Bangsamoro Organic Law shall be applied. MP Babaw, you are recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. As I was listening to the statement of MP Diamila Ramos, I hear no words that she is objecting to the approval of this resolution. And then I am now supporting the passage approval of this resolution. Contrary to what the MP, the Deputy Speaker Omar Sema said, that we have to wait for the Chief Minister for this matter. Since there is no objection to the approval of this resolution, Mr. Speaker, I now move that we approve this resolution for the reaffirming. In fact, if I'll be allowed to include the word confirmation, no, the consensus of the Bangsamoro Transition Authority on the appointment of Sheikh Khalifa Usman Nando as the Wali, because this is within the exclusive power of the Chief Minister to appoint such position. Now, since the Council of Leaders, Mr. Speaker, is not yet constituted, we have no choice except to pass this resolution. Kasi kung hihintayin natin, if we will wait for the constitution of the Council of Leaders, mahirapan tayo dahil the role of the Wali in this Parliament is very important because he's the one actually convening this our session. So again, I would like to reiterate my motion to approve this resolution, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, before the approval, we may respectfully recognize MP Tawakkal Timbang. This will be the last Majority Pro Leader. Ay, MP, meron pa.
MP Basman and
MP Basman and MP Ediali.
Ali.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Auzubillahi minasyaitanirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. In support to the proposed bill, proposed resolution of MP Baintan Ampatuan about our wali. Sheikh Khalifa Nando is a senior member of the Bangsamoro MILF, More Islamic Liberation Front. And he is not only a senior member, but he is highly respected by the leaders of the Bangsamoro people. And so he is most qualified for being as a wali of the Bangsamoro people. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
MP Basman.
I yield to MP Ali if he wishes to go before me.
MP Ediali, please.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. In the first BTA, Sheikh Khalifa Usman Nando was our wali. And it is the feeling, although I'm not a co-author of this resolution, but I feel that this parliament would, at this early of the organization of the Bangsamoro government, would already like to have the wali. Whether or not there are some questions on the endorsement of the chief minister to the parliament of the wali. In the absence of that, I think, with due respect, the Bangsamoro Parliament, it is still in the authority of the parliament to confirm the endorsement of our chief minister. And for me, since this is already on the floor, and I also feel that it is necessary for us to have the wali already, since we have the Bangsamoro government functioning. I therefore I support Sister MP Baintan. No, I support your resolution, and if it is okay with you, I also would like to be a co-author of the resolution. Mr. Speaker, I think it is incumbent upon all of us now, the Parliament, to approve this resolution, confirming that confirming that Sheikh Khalifa Usman Nando be our wali. Wabillahi taufiq walhidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, MP Ediali. Majority Pro Leader.
Mr. Speaker, manifestation accepted, Mr. Speaker, as co-author of the resolution, Mr. Speaker.
MP Basman. May proceed now.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah. Wassalamu ala rasulillah. If the author of the resolution will yield to some clarificatory questions.
Yes, of course, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. For starters, may I just manifest that as a part of the government of the day, there is great support for this resolution, especially since it reaffirms the validity and the authority of the wali in opening our session last week. But Mr. Speaker, there was just some statement earlier that I wish to be clarified on. And this pertains to some law that we've already passed in the parliament, in the previous parliament. Mr. Speaker, will the author agree with me that in the Administrative Code of the Bangsamoro, there are some provisions that pertain to the wali, particularly the incumbent wali who was elected by the Parliament in the transition period. Particularly, again, Section 6 of the article on wali, which reads, if I may, the wali shall hold office for 6 years. In case of vacancy, the successor shall only serve the remaining unexpired term of the predecessor. The first appointed wali by the Bangsamoro Transition Authority shall hold office for 3 years or until his successor has assumed office. Mr. Speaker, I would just like to ask if this section, especially the last sentence thereof, applies to our current situation.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I fully acknowledge that provision of the Bangsamoro Administrative Code. But let me cite, Mr. Speaker, Section 4, Article 8 of the BOL, which is not amended by the Bangsamoro Administrative Code. And may I read the provision, Mr. Speaker? Section 4, oath and term of office of the wali. The first wali who shall hold office of the 3 years shall be appointed by the Bangsamoro Transition Authority through a resolution reflecting its consensus. The wali shall take his oath of office before a duly authorized officer. Each succeeding wali shall hold office for a term of 6 years. Mr. Speaker, I think this provision of law is not amended because it's only the Congress can amend this particular provision of the law. And thereby, I stand that the term of the first wali should be 3 years only, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, I think there is no conflict in what I read and what the gentle lady has also read from the BOL. I think it is well within the powers of the Bangsamoro Transition Authority to also interpret and provide details to the provisions of the BOL, and absent any striking down of the Supreme Court or any competent authority of the provisions of our administrative code or any enactment of the Bangsamoro Parliament, these are presumed subsisting and in force. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, I believe there's no incompatibility. So the interpretation of the BTA of the previous Parliament is that such a term can be further elaborated in the way that we did in the previous Parliament, in that the term of the wali is indeed 3 years, but also subject to the ascension of his successor. So as I read in the admin code, absent any successor, that the authority of the wali stands. That is only my point, Mr. Speaker. Again, I do not object to the approval of this resolution. It is a manifestation of the continued confidence of the Parliament if we do approve this resolution on the authority of the incumbent wali. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Madam Author.
Majority Floor Leader. Close.
I move to close the period of interpellation.
There is a move to close.
Okay, may we recognize-
Before that, Majority Floor Leader, may we recognize MP Paisalin Tago. You may proceed now.
Yeah. Sa matter of fact, comments lang ito, or opinion. Nasabi na kanina, Mr. Speaker, but it's a comment kasi the wali that we are speaking right now is the wali of the Transition Authority. The provision that was cited a while ago is a wali for the regular parliament na kailangan may council of elders or leaders. The wali we pointed out is that they can be a wali until his successor has been designated or appointed, but there is no not yet. So the wali will subsist, will continue to function. This resolution, in which I also support, is a reaffirmation of the action of wali when we have the inaugural decision. This is on the reaffirmation of the action of the wali. In order that the wali can be, with your respect, to have the to be clothed with authority. Yun lang. Yung provision kanina, sinay kanina for the regular parliament. Yun lang, Mr. Speaker. Just my minor comments for the discussion a while ago. Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Assalamualaikum.
much. There is a standing motion to close the period of interpellation and debate. There is no objection. It is duly seconded. It is now, the period of interpellation and debate is now terminated.
I
Majority
move for
Leader.
to open the period of amendments. MP Ismael wishes to be recognized.
There is a move to open the period of amendments. And therefore, the period of amendment is now open. MP Ismail, you are recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. Honorable Speaker, Majority Floor Leader, member of the August body, due to the importance of the showing unity amongst us and the very nature of this resolution calling for the reformation of the consensus of the Bangsamoro Transition Authority on the appointment of Sheikh Khalifa Nando as the wali of the Bangsamoro government, with the concurrence of the author, I move that all member of the parliament be the author of resolution number 02.
I accept the proposed amendment, Mr. Speaker.
The proposed
for
amendment,
the co-authorship of the members of the
Yes.
parliament present today, Mr. Speaker.
The proposed amendment of MP Ismail is duly accepted by the proponent of the proposed resolution. And therefore, the proposed amendment is now approved. Majority Floor Leader.
I move to close the period of amendment.
There is a move to close the period of amendment. It is duly seconded. The period of amendment is now closed.
I move to approve the proposed resolution subject to style, Mr. Speaker.
There is a move to approve proposed resolution number 2. It is duly seconded, subject to style. The Parliament.
MP Sangki wishes to be recognized.
Yes, MP Sankey, you may proceed.
Well, I raise my hand, Honorable Deputy Speaker, on account of this very important resolution concerning our wali. I know pretty well the Ustad Sheikh Khalifa Nando, ka-probinsya ko po yan, kababayan ko, and I know pretty well that he did a lot. And no doubt that he played a very important role, the Bangsamoro. So I would like to manifest that without any doubt, let us now pass this resolution and
Yes,
make him
precisely
our wali.
that's what we're doing, MP Alisanki.
Thank you very much.
Yes, the Parliament approved proposed resolution number 2 on this session number 3, first
Reaffirming.
regular session of the second Bangsamoro Parliament.
Mr. Speaker.
I so ask the author of this resolution to include me as one of the sponsor of the resolution. Will that be okay? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Basta isama ninyo ako ha. Thank you very much.
15 minutes suspension for ASA player.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
15 minutes suspension for ASA player.
Sound check. Majority Floor Leader?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, we now move to the other business for the day, proposed resolution number 13. May we recognize the author, Deputy Speaker Lanang Ali Jr.
The gentleman from Gang Sultan Kudarat is recognized.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Mr. Speaker, I include as principal author the following MPs: MP Attorney Omar Sema, MP Attorney Jose Lorena, MP Nabil Tan, Attorney Nabil Tan, MP Attorney Liza Alamia, and MP Paisalin Tago, and MP Engineer Baintan Patuan as principal authors of this proposed resolution. Mr. Speaker, that's all, Mr. Speaker.
Secretariat, please take note of the included names.
Mr. Speaker, I move to, if nobody is manifesting.
Mr.
to
Speaker, may I
interpret-
suggest, Mr. Speaker, to move on omnibus motion to dispense with the period of interpellation and debate and the period of amendment, and further move for the approval of this proposed resolution, Mr. Speaker.
Majority Floor Leader?
Yes, thank you to the former Majority Floor Leader for that helping me with that motion. And I so move, Mr. Speaker.
There is a motion to dispense with the period of interpellation and debate and the period of amendments, and for the approval of this proposed resolution number 13, subject to style. It's been seconded. There being no objection. Proposed resolution number 13 is hereby approved.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We move to the next proposed resolution number 28.
1 minute suspension.
Thank you.
Session resume. Majority Floor Leader.
Mr. Speaker, we move to open the period for interpellation for proposed resolution number 28 by MP Baintan Ampatuan and MP Don Loong, wish to be recognized.
There is a move to open the period of interpellation and debate. There is no objection. The interpellation and debate is now open. May we request the Secretariat to flash the contents of the proposed resolution so that any members of the Parliament would comment on the proposed resolution. First on the roll is the MP Engineer Baintan Ampatuan. You are recognized now.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. At the outset, Mr. Speaker, I would like to say that this is the first part of my interpellation, as I have not finished yet reading the proposed rules, Mr. Speaker. I have only 6 pages, font number 10, for the first part. Mr. Speaker, the first question is, it's a general question, and just for consistency purposes, what name are we going to use in the rules? Is it Bangsamoro Transition Authority Parliament or BTA Parliament? Is it Bangsamoro Parliament, Mr. Speaker, as a general rule?
Mr. Speaker, we maintain that it should be Bangsamoro Transition Authority Parliament because we have been inaugurated as a Bangsamoro Transition Authority, but we act in the exercise of our functions, legislative functions as a parliament, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Let it be on record that we maintain the word BTA Parliament in all of the proceedings or in all of the rules of this Parliament, Mr. Speaker. Number 2, Mr. Speaker, and may I request that the copy of the rule be flashed on the screen, Mr. Speaker. We proceed on Section 3, Rule 1, Mr. Speaker. Rule 3. Rule 1, Section 3. It says there, Mr. Speaker, the purpose of these rules are to ascertain the will of the majority to preserve the rights of the minority. Mr. Speaker, the question is, are we still maintaining that we have majority and minority in the Parliament, Mr. Speaker?
Mr. Speaker, the proposal to maintain the phrase preserve the rights of the majority in this proposed rules is in keeping with the guidance of the President of the Republic of the Philippines for us to be able to lay down the legal and foundational framework for the next Parliament, the regular Parliament. So since this is going to be the precedent to that regular Parliament, we are not closing the idea that there will still be a minority in between 2022 and 2025, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Let it be in record that we are maintaining that there is a majority and minority in this Parliament. Number 3, Mr. Speaker, on Section 2, Rule number 3. Section 2, Rule number 3. On the convening, Section 2, Rule number 3, it states there that under Section 1 is the organizing of the Parliament. If you observe, Mr. Speaker, last inaugural session, the Chief Minister presiding the session suspended the proceedings to pave way for the wali to supposed to be the wali banging the gong, Mr. Speaker. But Mr. Speaker, when I try to look at these rules, it's not part of the rules. Can we include it in proper time, Mr. Speaker? Yes, Mr. Speaker, I will make an amendments in proper time, Mr. Speaker. Next, Mr. Speaker, is number 4, Section 3 of election of Section 3, the election of the deputy speakers, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we adopted the proposed amendments, which actually identifies 7 deputy speakers, but it's not included in Section 3, Mr. Speaker. And I propose some amendments in due time, Mr. Speaker. Next, number 5 item, Mr. Speaker. On number 5, Mr. Speaker, Section 5 of the same rule, number 3, Mr. Speaker, election of the floor leaders. It says there that the majority and minority shall elect the respected majority floor leader and minority floor leader and the respective deputies from among their members. I just want to be clarified if the process that we have undergone earlier is the same process we mean in this particular rule, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, yes, I affirm that this is the manner of election or selection of the floor leaders because it has been moved for election and duly seconded and thereby approved, Mr. Speaker.
But it was done in a plenary, Mr. Speaker. Are we saying the same things, Mr. Speaker?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
And maybe perhaps in due time, we can include the word in a plenary setting, Mr. Speaker.
We note that for consideration, Mr. Speaker.
Next, Mr. Speaker, is on the use of teleconference attendance in sessions and committee meetings. Can we move, I think it's on the teleconference, I was not able to get the specific rule number, but on the teleconferencing, it says there, the speaker, after due consultation with the majority floor leader and minority floor leader, may convene the parliament through teleconference or other reliable forms of electronic means when there is any occurrence of force majeure or a national or regional emergency where physical presence of the members of the parliament in the plenary hall is not possible or is limited by circumstances. Mr. Speaker, are we saying that Rule 6, is the setup currently being done right now that some members of the parliament attending via Zoom is the reflection of this particular rule, Mr. Speaker?
Mr. Speaker, I wish to clarify that it is in fact different from what is being observed right now, Mr. Speaker.
And so, Mr. Speaker, may I know that what is being right now is not in accordance with the rules, Mr. Speaker?
Oh, no, Mr. Speaker, because this is just the proposal in the proposed rules, Mr. Speaker, but we are still following or observing the old rules or the existing rules that was provisionally adopted for purposes of this session, Mr. Speaker.
But in the proposed amended resolution rules, Mr. Speaker, have we reflected the current setup, Mr. Speaker? Have we reflected the current setup in
No.
which some members of the parliament are allowed to attend via Zoom, which is not reflective of the draft and the old rules, Mr. Speaker?
Mr. Speaker, I wish to clarify that we will allow attendance via Zoom in exceptional circumstances, Mr. Speaker.
Let it be on record, Mr. Speaker, that the particular setup right now is not governed by our rules, Mr. Speaker. Next, Mr. Speaker, is
Mr. Speaker, if I may respond, the current setup is sanctioned by the current rules or the existing rules that we provisionally adopted for purposes of this session, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, may I intervene? When we approve these provisions of the rules regarding the conduct of video conferencing, we agree that in the previous BTA Parliament that this is a temporary. If the force majeure or national or regional emergency will lapse, will end, then we will back to the normal session that we require each member of the parliament to appear physically to constitute a quorum. This is only a temporary when there is we are still in the state of pandemic. Yes. State of emergency.
thank you, Mr. Speaker, for that clarification. I wish that everything should be put in record so that we all be guided, Mr. Speaker. Next, Mr. Speaker, is on Section 4, Rule 4, letter J, last paragraph. Section 4, Rule 4, letter J, last paragraph. Designate a member of the parliament as temporary presiding officer after informing the deputy speaker, provided that any designation shall be effective for one session day only. Mr. Speaker, is this a new rule or a old rule being carried in the new, in the proposal, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, I confirm that it is in fact stated from the old rules, lifted from the old rules, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for that clarification, and I hope that we will follow this particular provision, Mr. Speaker. Next, Mr. Speaker, is on Section 25. Section 25, Rule 7. Ay, walang Section 25. On the speaker's duties and responsibilities, I'm na-mix up ko sa Section 25 of Article 7 of the BOL. Article 7. On the duties and power of the speaker, Mr. Speaker. Under Section 5, Article 7 of the BOL, Section 25. It says there letter C and letter D about the presentation of the speaker of the bills that is adopted by the Parliament, and also about the responsibility of submitting to the President and to the Congress of the Philippines a certified true copy of all laws and resolutions approved by the Parliament. Mr. Speaker, are we amenable that we need to include this in the duties and responsibilities of the Speaker? And in due time, I will propose for amendment, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, we are open and we note the manifestation and suggestion, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Next is on the deputy speaker position as ex officio members of committees. Under Section 5, doon sa deputy speakers. Can I be clarified if the deputy speaker is an automatic ex officio member of the committees, and can he or she still be a vice chair or vice chair of committees? And if yes, I will propose for some amendments in due time in the rules.
Mr. Speaker, there is no prohibition in having the deputy speaker as ex officio member becoming an officer of any of the committees, Mr. Speaker.
And would you agree with me that it's not reflected in the rules, and in due time, I will make some amendments?
That is noted, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. There is a particular provision with regards to majority, the functions of the majority floor leader. I think we need to clarify the last paragraph. What will be the process of removing a member from the majority? Is it in the plenary or by a notice or other means? Because there is a provision there that says the majority floor leader shall inform any members of the Parliament in the majority who acts are inimical the position of the government to the day, and may, when warranted, remove such members from the majority. My question is, what would be the process, Mr. Speaker?
Mr. Speaker, the information will be by in official form. It will be in writing, Mr. Speaker. So in answer to the good member of parliament, it will be in writing, officially in writing.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Next, Mr. Speaker, is on rule number 6. On the conduct of sessions, Mr. Speaker. Based on the discussions yesterday, there were many proposals as to the frequency of the session. Mr. Speaker, are we still open for amendment? Because in due time, I have also my proposed amendment.
Yes, the answer to that is yes, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On Section 1, Rule 7 on quorum, Mr. Speaker. Section 1 says there, a member who is physically unable to attend the sessions or committee meetings shall be considered present for purposes of quorum if present via teleconferencing, if the reasons for such is any of the following. A, permanent physical disability, which affects the concern of member of the parliament's mobility. B, contraction of any serious or highly contagious illness or disease, such as coronavirus, monkeypox, chickenpox, and the like, or exposure to any such illness or disease mentioned in paragraph B that requires isolation. The members of the parliament who seeks exemption from physical attendance on the above grounds shall submit to the speaker or the chairperson of the committee, as the case may be, a medical certificate to such effect prior to the holding of the session of the committee meeting. Mr. Speaker, my question is this an old rule or a new rule?
Mr. Speaker, this is a new rule, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and let it be noted that this is a new rule and there is a requirement from the members of the parliament before they attend physically in the sessions and committee meetings.
Mr. Speaker,
They can attend.
via teleconferencing. Yes, Mr. Speaker.
On Section 2, Rule 8, Mr. Speaker. Section 2, Rule 8. It says there that the daily order of business shall be posted on the websites of the Parliament and sent through electronic mail to the members. As far as practicable, shall be sent at least 3 days before the commencement of the session. Is this an old rule or a new rule?
This is an old rule, Mr. Speaker, with just some minor relanguaging.
Mr. Speaker, may I know the word as far as practicable, what exactly does it mean and what qualifies that specific phrase, Mr. Speaker, because that can be an excuse later on, Mr. Speaker, that if something is not being complied with, it says that as far as practicable, Mr. Speaker. May I be enlightened on this, Mr. Speaker?
Mr. Speaker, we recognize the limitations first of the human of any human and of technology. The first meaning we are also flexible in terms of the idea that it is humanly possible to prepare orders of business at least 3 days before the commencement of session, because we must understand that it involves separate institutions and persons. On the second one, on technology, we also understand that there is no reliable technology or internet connection that we can use or utilize as of the moment. But we recognize that as far as practicable, should always be based on reason and not as an excuse, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Next is on Section 3, Rule 11 on question hour. Appearance in the executive sessions. It says there that the appearance in the executive session, the appearance of the members of the cabinet shall be done in an executive session when the security of the Bangsamoro or the public interest requires, or the chief minister so states in writing. Mr. Speaker, may I know if this is old rule or a new rule?
Mr. Speaker, this is an old rule, but was just re-languaged, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is, why do we put the last phrase that says, or the chief ministers so states in writing, when an executive session requirement is that if only there involves security concerns about the Bangsamoro, security concern about the Bangsamoro, I think provided in the BOL, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, acknowledge that it is the chief minister who is in the best position to know the state of public security and what falls under in the interest of the public, Mr. Speaker. That is why there's an option for the chief minister to state in writing.
Next is on Section 3 and Section 4, Rule 7 about committee. Mr. Speaker, I would like to seek an opinion why the membership of the committee are not the same, Mr. Speaker. And second is why the special committee on Marawi is not included. Mr. Speaker, let me state this, Mr. Speaker. On Section 3, Mr. Speaker, which are the statutory committees. These are 15 statutory committees. And in fact, we have 16, I think, Mr. Speaker. On Committee of Finance, we have 31 membership. On Committee of Education, we have 31 membership. On Committee on Environment, we have 27 membership. On Committee on Local Government, we have 29 membership. On Committee on Public Works, we have 31 membership. On Committee on Justice System, we have 25 membership. And all other 9 statutory committees have 17 membership. May I know, Mr. Speaker, what is the rationale why we don't have an even distribution of the committee membership when in fact, if you compare one committee to the other might have a bigger organization, like the case of the Committee on Agriculture, Fishery and Agrarian Reform, just only 17 membership compared to Committee on Public Works and Committee on Justice System, which has higher membership compared to a bigger committee and bigger scope of work because it involves agriculture, it involves fisheries, and it involves agrarian reform, Mr. Speaker.
May I intervene, MP Painta ng Patuan? May we remind the good MPs that originally in the Committee on Rules, all those committees, the statutory committees have 17 members. But because of submission of the former BTA1 of their membership to the committees, yung sa isang committee, nag-submit sila ng 31. And I personally talked to them to withdraw from that membership. Hindi po sila umayaw. So I decided in the Committee on Rules to amend. If you remember, we discussed it in the Committee on Rules to make it 31 and increase the membership of the committee. But originally, on the first 3 months of the BTA1, all the membership of the committees are 17. But be that as it may, again, the rules are not set cast in stone. We can amend that anytime.
Thank you for pointing out that, Mr. Speaker. I'm glad that you said that because I cannot find any rationale why we have different number of membership. One is not applicable to the other, but it's applicable to somewhere else. So I don't have a rationale why we have those numbers.
Yung ibang committee doon ay sakto po sa 17 in the BTA1. Pero yung ibang committee, as you mentioned, ay lumampas po ng 17. And no MPs would like to be excluded. No, gusto nila ay maging kasama sila. For example, sa Committee on Local Government, maraming gustong maging member.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So we are still open for amendments for these particular sections, section 3 and section 4 on statutory and parliamentary committees membership. Thank you. On section 15, Rule 12.
Area sa loob ng ating area of responsibility, makaka-chance ang maging bagyo ang LTA na ito. Samantala patuloy na mga nagpapaulan ang
Section 15. Earlier, it was pointed out that we do still recognize that there are kasi ba para sa akin?
I move for 1 minute suspension, Mr. Speaker.
1 minute suspension. What is the pleasure of the majority floor leader?
Okay, I wish to suspend for 1 minute and explain again.
Yes.
Okay,
1 minute
so
suspension.
so 2 points. So I move to suspend the session.
Yes. Yeah, okay na. Mag-move ka na. Mag-move ka na. Okay na. Yes.
Yes. Yes, I move to suspend the consideration. Defer the consideration of the resolution and suspend the session until tomorrow 1 p.m.
Session suspended until tomorrow at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.